Honorable Minister Rob Davis, I think he's not here. Your Excellency, the High Commission of South Africa to Mozambique, my dear friend Daniel David, Chairman of Group SOICO. In fact, it's my honor and privilege to be here presenting this topic on investment opportunities into Mozambique on behalf of my institution and as a whole on behalf of the Mozambican government. I would like to especially thanks to SOICO Group to invite us into here, and also to the South African government to host this very important meeting. But my presentation today will give some emphasis on the reasons to invest in Mozambique, the investment policy, of course the opportunities that Christiana was talking about, and the support that the Mozambican government can give to you. Okay, this is the outline of the presentation. So, when we say why investing in Mozambique, we try to bring this picture to show you that you can come to Mozambique and transform everything into money, into profits. So anything that you do in Mozambique will give you profits. Why? Because we have some competitive advantages. And this competitive advantage, of course, I just brought here a few of them. We have a lot. If you look at the slides, you will see that we are under massive infrastructure improvement. This was also highlighted in the two previous presentations. Mainly transport infrastructure, ports, railways, and airports. I will show you later on some of the new airports. Of course, this in the context of the development corridor, an initiative from the Mozambican government. There is incremental power generation and transmission lines. There is also opportunities on that field, and I will show you. Mozambique is a natural gateway to the Middle East, to Asia, and to the Mediterranean. And there is a free access market due to the agreements that Mozambique has signed with certain economies, such as Canada, China, USA and AGOA, and European Union, and everything but arms. The investment policy, on the investment policy, we have a very good and open investment law, which gives you transparent and predictable legislation that you can rely on. We have other legislation that can support investment. I can just mention the exchange law, the public and private partnership law and its regulation, and the Code of Fiscal Benefits. Everyone that comes to invest in an economy, in a country, wants to know what are the investment guarantees that I have. Of course, this you can find on the legislation, but we highlight here some of that. Everyone wants to know if they are protected into the country. Yes, and our legislation, the investors' good and industrial property rights are protected. There is free repatriation of dividends. Our legislation is quite open on that field. And there is something very important also, that all arbitration can be going through international mechanisms, such as ICC and ICSID. This presentation will not be complete if we will not talk about the taxation system. When you come to Mozambique, you invest, you should pay taxes. That's the taxation system that we have, from imports to the corporate income taxes. You have it here. You will find in legislation. The VAT is 70% and with withholding tax of 20%. Well, opportunities, it's what we're coming here for. We have opportunities in all directions, in all fields in Mozambique. All sectors, there is opportunity in all sectors. But they give me 50 minutes to talk about opportunities and say, let me choose some and let's build here bridges to make sure that you can come to us and we'll give you more information that you will need. Of course, I cannot give you all here, but we chose a few that are aligned with the government policy: infrastructure, energy, agriculture, and tourism. That are the areas that the government choose as a priority areas for investment. And that's why I brought here some opportunities on these areas. On agriculture, in fact, I should brought here that nice information about the thousands of arable land for agriculture, but I know that you can just Google that and find it, but here I brought you the policy. The policy on agriculture are based on the corridors development. We have at least 4 development corridors. In fact, more than 4, 6. We have in the north the Lixinga-Cabo Delgado development corridor. We have the Nacala corridor. In central part of the country, we have the Zambezi Valley and the Beira corridor. In the south, we have the Limpopo corridor and Maputo corridor development. So agriculture is based on that 5 corridors, plus the value chain on specific products. The specific products that I mentioned are here. It's agriculture, basically the ones that we have here: cereals, meat, and all agribusiness investment. The other sector is tourism. Our colleagues from the Ministry of Tourism, they say, we have what we call tourism priority destinations. These are the tourism priority destinations. The Kirimba's area is in the north, where you have that gas fields. We have to manage that, mixing the exploration of gas plus the sand and sea that you have in Kirimbas. At Niassa, you have the game reserves where you find adventure and ecotourism. Gorongosa, adventure and wildlife in the central part of the country. In the south, you have Vilanculos, where you can find also sand, sea, and sand. In Maputo, of course, in our capital, there is investment on culture, business, and events. This is some of the tourism. I brought to you some highlights, some specific projects. Specific projects, as I said in the beginning, that can give you an overview of what we already have. Cruz and Jamali are 2 islands that if you go there, you will not want to come back. And the government decided to create a special economic zone on that 2 islands, an area of 1,700 hectares of land. This project is now going for a public tender. So if you want to explore these 2 islands, you can come to us and we'll give you more information about what we want here. It's a Paradisíaca Islands in the Nampula province in the north part of Mozambique. So this project is in the pipeline. ourselves as Gazeta and the Minister of Tourism with Inatur Institute of Tourism, we are working on this specific project. The Pemba Bay Marina concept, it's a project that was designed to develop this area, to mix these gas fields and to have something that not only about gas, but also the tourism project. This one is also on pipeline, so more information is available. Inhasoro is also in the southern part of Mozambique. It's an integrated resource. The area is about 2,700 hectares, and we expect to have here tourism facilities like hotels, villas, chalets, and golf course. And the important and very nice thing is that this integrated resource is just in front of well-known Bazarutu Island. And Vilanculos is nearby by Inhasoro. The project here, it's a casino hotel. This casino hotel is an area of 5 hectares already defined. Of course, it's a casino. You know what casino is. It's also in front of the Bazarutu Islands. When we come to other area, I think I thought that I have to highlight also this because, as His Excellency the Minister of Trade and Industry mentioned, industry is one of the areas that we should focus on. And this is a project that we negotiate with Baobab Resource Capital Iron and Steel, a company in Mozambique, that will develop an area of about 500 hectares of land to have a steel mill. Here, we decide that instead of having only that industry, we should have also the downstream industries associated with steel. So the government approved this project. This project is in this process. It's about $800 million investment. We will have the downstream project, and the beauty of this project is that we will produce steel that is half price of the steel from China and less than half for the price that the steel that is produced in South Africa. So it will be very cheap. Why? Because it will use the coal and the energy and the iron ore from Tete province. This project is located 50 kilometers from Moatize mines in the Chiuta district. So that's why this is a very important project. So all that areas of investment are already prepared in the area of about 4,000 hectares of land available to invest in that specific area. I'm quite sure that South Africa has a lot of knowledge on all these areas, from the cement, clinker and cement, from vanadium battery production, and so on and so on. So we have already the studies of this. More information you can get from us. We mention here this important part of our economy. On green, you have already projects that was designed on gas power plants. This is in green. In blue, you have hydropowers. In black, you have coal plants. And in red, there is transmission lines. So all these projects, even before I came here, I spoke with my colleagues from the Ministry of Industry. They say, if anyone wants to invest in this area, please give him my number. They can call me. I will give you all details of all these projects that are on pipeline. Some of the projects are already in implementation. Well, this is just an example of South African investment. It is us all that was very courageous, and we want to make sure that other parts of the country that is just green fields like that can be transformed into a very nice project. I'll just bring to you these investment opportunities on gas. I didn't mention in the beginning, but I know that everyone today wants to know what are the projects on gas fields. So this is the one that my colleagues from ENH gave to me to bring to you all the opportunities that we have. Again, we can talk about these from the pipelines, from the LNG shipping lines, from jet, from power generation on that. Finally, I want to bring some specific projects on the Nacala Airport. Why? Because this is a project that the government decided to make a concession on that. So the tender will go at the end of this year. Basic information, the capacity of this airport is 400,000 passengers per year. It can handle any Boeing 747 or any Airbus A304 for intercontinental flights. More than the airport, we have an airport city that is now under development. You can see that different areas. And from next week, we'll have a team from the World Bank that will do the specific study on that Area C industrial site of that airport city. So it's also an ongoing project, and it's a huge opportunity here. On the Area A, you have commercial area. In Area C, it's, as I said, industrial area. B, it's a part of what we call residential and other facilities. Few other projects. It's a Maputo Airport City project launched 2 weeks ago. There's a big area outside the Maputo Airport. From the one that have been visiting Maputo, you will find a big area that Mozambique Airport Company wants to explore. So it's the information exists, and the area is available mainly for hotels and commercial areas. And Costa Sol real estate projects, this area was an airfield area. Because of the new airport and there was no need anymore to have an airfield on that area, they designed and developed what they call the Costa Sol real estate project, and now they're going also into the tender in the next few months. How we can help you? The government of Mozambique can help you invest in Mozambique. Before we had 3 institutions, CPI, Gazeta, and IPEX, and there was a decision to merge these 3 institutions into one institution that called APEX, Agency for Investment and Export Promotion. The good thing is that there is no big changes on the mandate itself. There is only a merge of institutions. So you will still find the good environment, you will still find people that can help you, because the mandate is still the same, to promote the national and foreign direct investment. The APEX will do that. We will give you also the institutional assistance, the concession of fiscal benefits, the promotion of business linkage. We have a lot of information on different kinds of business that we can share with you, and so on and so forth. So we are here to help, and these institutions will start working definitely next month. In June, we will have all the setup in place. That's why I'm still here as Gazeta, because we're still working. But next month, this institution will start. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was the presentation that I prepared for you. So, as the main topic of this conference says, let's build bridges for the economic developments. So we are here to help and support you, and I thank you very much.